So one of my followers asked me to do a video on people who seem friendly and you have good conversations when you're with them, yet they might say something like, "Hey, I'll give you a call tomorrow," and then they never call. So she says, this has happened so many times with this one lady. Of course, I don't believe her now. I've tried to address it, and she says, I'm sorry, and it just keeps happening. Now, when she says it, I think to myself, sure, but I won't wait by the phone. This is somewhat crazy making for me. I need people who are people of their word. We all need people who are of their word. So this is when people give you, I was trying to think about how to entitle this, when people when their actions don't match the words, okay? I think it's the best way to look at this when or they make empty promises. Either one of those, I think, have are ways of describing this. So basically, this isn't just in this situation when somebody says, I'll call you, but they never do, or I'll help you, and they never do, or I'll donate, but they never donate. You can think of 1,000 examples of this. But in any time that a person's words are empty and that they promise something and they don't follow through, it is a little crazy making because you probably wouldn't do that. You would probably try to keep the promises that you make. And so somebody else not doing that, not being of their word, is confusing. And if you assume that that person will do the same for you that you would do for them, then you're going to be disappointed, or you're going to be hurt, you're going to be upset, or you're going to be confused. So basically, you have to always, always, always know, who are you dealing with? Who is this person? And you learn that. One, you can learn what people's personalities are, what their character is, what their style is. I know people who my husband is one of them. He'll say, Hey, I'll call you in a few days. He doesn't mean that. Confused me at first. I would think literally few days, 1 or 2 days, no more than three. And that was just his way of saying, I'll call you sometime. If you believe that and took it, uh, perfectly, you would be like there. Of course, he called me every day after meeting me. So I didn't have to wait long, but I just noticed it. Just kidding. I notice it with other people, and it makes me nervous because I'm very precise. If I say I'm going to call you, I'm going to call you, and or I'm going to feel bad that I don't call you, and I'm going to remember that. So, or anything else that I say, I now I'm overwhelmed. If I ever promise you sometimes that I'm going to do something, and I don't do it, I always tell people, please remind me because I intend to do it. I remember one time early in, like, I think I was probably in my 20s, an aunt of mine, my Aunt Estrella, she visited me from Chicago, and I must have fixed a pie because she said, oh my gosh, I want your pie crust. So I said, I'll send it to you. And or maybe I was talking about that I had a good pie crust recipe. Anyway, I said, I'll send it to you in some conversation. And I did. And she said to me, I was shocked when I got your pie crust recipe in the mail. She said, people never do what they say they were going to do, but you did. And she was so impressed. I am not saying I'm perfect or wonderful. It's just, this is pretty common, right? For people to have, like, to say it and maybe intend to do it, but forget because we're all really busy and we have a lot going on. So you can ask them to remind them. But remember, know who you are dealing with. Is this a person? Now, she does know this lady is someone who doesn't keep their word, who does just throw that out and doesn't really mean it. So you just have to do it. So always know that. And once you know that, you can adjust your expectations and not be so disappointed or feel like you're so affected by the things they say. And then the second thing is make a decision, recognizing this about this person, make a decision about what you want in the relation from the relationship. And if what you need or what you want matches what this person can give you so that you can make a proper decision. And so she knows is this lady going to be a really good friend that she can depend on and be really close to and take her at her word? No, that's not who this person is. So if you want to stay friends with her, you'll say, okay, this will just be, if she calls, she calls. If she doesn't, she doesn't. If it ever works out to go somewhere with her, I'll do it. If it doesn't, whatever. I'm not gonna be affected by this, and she's not gonna be my best friend, or maybe it's there isn't anything you can get from the relationship. So you're going to know who you're dealing with, make a decision about what you want or need from the relationship, and then take control of the relationship. Should you end it? Should you change it and not see the person much? Should you decide that you're going to have to initiate whenever you need something from this person, that you're the one that's going to call instead of waiting on her to call? Should you speak the truth? Like, when you say that, that's confusing to me because you don't do it. So please don't say you're going to call me if you're not going to call me. I would rather have you not say it than say it and not do it. Maybe you want to speak the truth and confront that person, or maybe you want to set a boundary and say, I'm not going to depend on you to go with me, or depend on you to call me, or depend on you to help me with this particular thing. I'm going to find somebody else. So you're going to know who you're dealing with. You're going to make a decision on what you want and need from the relationship. Like I said, for anything, not just the person doesn't call you back or call you when they say, but for any time somebody has empty promises and their actions don't match their words. And you take control by making a decision about what you're going to do with the relationship. That is how you handle somebody who makes empty promises. Okay. All right. Thank you for watching this video on change my relationships and change my relationship. And I hope that you will write me if you have a question or something you want me to address. I would love to get input from you. So thank you. God bless.